Hey, what's up you guys? Today we'll be testing Nethersx2, the latest patched and dev version. Right there it's gonna be the 2.2N 4248 APK. Alright, and without further ado, let's get into this. Alright, one of my viewers said he'd like to see the game run on this emulator exactly. I've tested it on DRIV3R. Actually, that emulator does play the game full speed and with minimal graphical issues. I can actually play for hours and hours with a little bit of testing I've done here. Unfortunately, the game does thermal throttle on my device. I do have an older Galaxy S21 5G. That might be the issue. And before I get into game, guys, I do have to edit this audio real quick. I did record another video, and unfortunately the game is just way too loud for you to hear anything. So we're gonna try 1%, and let's see how it goes. I am using like the unsafe slash fast settings, I guess, of the emulator. It runs it a lot better than I guess with the default or recommended settings. But hey, this old phone, you know. Alright, let's go take a ride because we're not trying to play story mode. And let's go ahead and load over here. A lot better than the PC version. Alright, as you can see, the game is running here. Not perfect at all. If we go in first person mode, our frames do get a little bit better. And some people may call this playable, but I don't believe it's perfect or even, if you really want to play the game, yeah, maybe you would put up with these frames, but me personally, knowing that DRIV3R2 runs this game perfectly well, I'd rather run it there. I've changed every setting I could. I've tried to make it identical to DRIV3R2, but yeah, unfortunately, it's just can't get this game to run full speed. Not to say that Nethersx2 is a bad emulator. I actually recommend having both games or both emulators installed on your phone. Some games that run on DRIV3R2 may not run on Nethersx2, or I guess it's actually going to be the other way around, sorry. Games that might not boot on DRIV3R2, you will definitely get them to boot here. I actually have got Scarface, The World Is Yours to finally render on DRIV3R2, here on Nethersx2, so I'm excited about that. I haven't got to play that game or test it, so you might see a video coming of that soon. If you see the comparison with DRIV3R2, well, it's going to be a very short comparison because the game does not render or load. I was at 30 frames a second there for a brief moment when I crashed, so that was nice. One thing I did not mention too is this game, or I guess this emulator seems to thermal throttle my device. I did mention that, but yeah, I can actually play this game on DRIV3R2 for extended period amount of time until I actually get bored or maybe actually have to do something else, you know. But here, unfortunately, yeah, my frames are gonna start to suffer more and more as I continue to play. The device will get warmer and warmer, and yeah, nobody likes a hot phone, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this here before I damage my device or my battery. But yes, here it is. This is how the game runs on here. Again, not perfect, but not terrible. Maybe I didn't mention this, but I do believe the lighting and the rendering actually looks substantially better here. I'm not sure if it's because I was stretching my gameplay on DRIV3R2, but yeah, it looks more terrible. Definitely way more pixelated. It just looks a little bit nicer on here, I'm not gonna lie. But maybe that's also why the game doesn't render. Alright, thank you for watching, and bye-bye.